Welcome to Hungry Hautians. We are here for the third time in 3 months to see a World War II plane here at the Terre Haute Regional Airport. And we're going to give you lots of information. We hope you come along with us and enjoy the day today visiting the Maid in the Shade.
Let's go.
An iconic warplane that was used in World War II has landed at the Terre Haute Regional Airport. The B-25 Mitchell, named Maid in the Shade, has been fully restored since its use in the war and comes to Terre Haute from the Air Base Arizona Flying Museum through the Flying Legends of Victory tour. The B-25 bombers were one of the most effective and versatile aircraft of World War II. First flown in 1940 and put into military service in 1941. Due to its smaller size, the B-25 was more useful than larger bombers in some bombing missions and in-ground attacks. It served in every area of combat and was flown by the Dutch, British, Chinese, Russian, Australian, and U.S. forces. The B-25's most famous mission of World War II was the James Doolittle raid on Tokyo in April 1942. That raid proved the Japanese mainland was vulnerable to American air attacks, stunned the Japanese, and boosted U.S. morale. Maid in the Shade is a B-25J and was built in early 1944. The plane is rare, just one of 34 B-25Js still flying. Nearly 10,000 were made. Maid in the Shade was based out of Air Base in Corsica from November 1st to December 31st, 1944, and participated in 15 combat missions, 13 over Italy and 2 over Yugoslavia. The inside of Maid in the Shade contains signatures of U.S. service members dating back to the 1940s, including one of the crews who participated in the Doolittle raid.
We fitted all the fuel, and it was a container where they could pour it in there, pump it up into the fuel tank. Okay.
That was the one I didn't know. So, but that was one hell of an operation.
Yeah.
They used a crane and set 16 of these on the deck of the Hornet in the San Francisco Bay, and they were all loaded on and strapped down, and off they went.
So what was the end goal where they were supposed to land? What was the end destination?
They were supposed to go into China, into Kunming or somewhere.
See, they would have flown across the Sea of Japan, which is between China and Japan. And the original calculations were they were going to take off the Hornet far close enough so that they would have enough fuel to make it all the way to the mainland of China and land there safely. Well,
they didn't make it.
That plan went to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah, they just barely made it to the landfall.
In fact, Doolittle and his crew all bailed out because they were at altitude, ran out of fuel, weren't close to any place to land, and they all bailed out. But they all survived too. So.
John Glenn also, when they asked, what were you thinking when you wanted to launch the guy where you to go? He said, low-bid. Everything behind me was low-bid.
It's a very small area here. This B-25. Matt, you can come up too. So there is an area back there for shooting, but yeah, there's no air conditioning. So there's 2 seats here. There's 3 seats there. You would sit here and shoot here.
Waist gunner.
Waist gunner, that says. Ooh. Want to hang on tight? I'm going to swing over. Very tight squeeze here. Very tight, very small. I am down on my knees here. It is tiny. Looks like you would sit there. You can see out there. Your head could see out. And shooting would commence there. Whew, it's 1,000,000 degrees in here in the summer. So now we are in the cockpit area. Step up here like this. This is looking back toward where we were. It is tight. It's very tight fit. Here's where you come up. And then right here is where the pilots sit. Tiny, tiny area. This is what they would see looking out. Right. A tiny little claustrophobic area. If you're claustrophobic, this is not for you. All right. Cockpit done. Check.
So this is Celeste, as the story goes, and this is not the original. The original, he said, was a lot more racy, and the story was that she was a pilot, and she had crashed on an island, and the clothing that she was wearing was supposed to be her tattered uniform, and apparently way more risque. But I guess it wore off, and they had to put this on, and they decided to make it a little more family friendly. And she's on both sides, and there are two differences. On this side, you can't tell really starkly, but this side there are brown eyes, and it's supposed to be brown hair or brunette, but it looks kind of dark blonde. And on the other side, we step over here. Okay, she has blonde hair and blue eyes. I think it looks kind of red. The hair, not the eyes.
So there's the B-25, the third Warbird that we've seen here in the past 3 months. It is sweltering hot. It is a tiny plane, and we are dripping with sweat. So we came inside to sum everything up right now, and we found a Coke bottle. This one's done by Paul Cox, and it is a tribute to aviation, of course. So we hope you had fun today. We had a blast making this video for you and showing you that B-25 here at the Terre Haute Regional Airport. That's it for today. Thanks for joining us on Hungry Hautians, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.